What's up, guys? It's your boy Juice Jones from Get Home Safe, and I haven't done one of these in quite some time. So, the winter is coming, and right now, I'm in the middle of prepping a lot of things to be taken apart. As this year went by, I finally got a dope host and Dr. Jones, Jory. She does an amazing job. Just hired someone to start running the social media side of a lot of the stuff that we do for Mental Health Monday. And I came to the realization after making that hire, as of late, and I think may have been going on for quite some time, I haven't just had a chance to think. And thinking is really important when it comes to running shows, producing content, especially when it comes to storytelling and telling people stories and representing the direction in which that story needs to connect when it comes to the platform. The reason I'm bringing this up now is for the year of 2024, I've given away a lot of cameras to other content creators in this space, especially when it comes to the mental health side of things, because I remember when I got started creating content. I remember when I was going through the hunt of trying to figure out who are the editors that I want to work with, what things can I learn from these people, photographers, who do I need to hire, who do I need to trust, what does good business look like on the editing side of concepts and stories and such, and also not knowing or understanding, hey, there's a benefit if you just buy your own equipment. Hey, there's a benefit if you're willing to invest in yourself and sit down and learn how to do your edits and how to create graphics. And now you have other companies that you can simply hire to get things done that used to cost hundreds and thousands of dollars. But you still have to have a perspective, you still have to have a direction, and you still have to have a really strong imagination to bring things together. And that's what I think I've not lost, but I haven't really been concerned with. How does the content I'm creating come together? Who is it now benefiting after the years of work that we've done from 2019 to present? And how do I feel about what I've created, who it's going to, who I'm working with, and how they make me feel? Currently taking a little desk apart that I've had for, say, about 4 years, and it's time to go with this space that I have around me in terms of the office that we do the interviews with. In this apartment right now, we're skinnying down, I think would be the right term, and we're just really tossing things and making donations for things that no longer serve what we have going on. And as much as it was nice when we did have some of these things, it's much better when you just have the space. And that's what I've been able to do. Purchase space in my head to just think about all the stuff that's going on in my life right now. So, I'm giving away 3 cameras this year. Really great vlog cameras that I shot a lot of content on for the last 2.5 years. And I remember saving up the money in the pandemic to purchase those cameras. I remember the pressure I had put on myself because I had belief in a lot of what I'm doing and the people that it could help. And I remember thinking, man, if someone had hooked me up or looked out for me back in the day with a camera or two, I'd be able to just shoot content or practice having these conversations or practice being comfortable with being on camera, which I'm still not comfortable with, but I know it's something that's necessary. And each time I get on camera, it's just another day to practice who I would like to be and who we want the message of these shows to touch. 2024 came around and I thought to myself, it'd be really nice if I could just, give to the people that I've either worked with or people that I see not on the come up, but I see that they're trying. And this year I was able to make a donation to one therapist. I was able to make a donation to one doctor, and I was able to make a donation to one artist. And most folks would say, hey man, you could have just sold that to make money. That's true. I could have sold it to make money, but sometimes there's something more important about instead of sowing seeds for the future. And when it comes to belief is an action. And the reason it's important to remember that belief is an action is when you see these people who you feel encourage you, or you see these people who you feel are heading in the direction of their purpose, outside of, hey, you're doing a great job. Sometimes it's much greater to understand that they may not financially have it all together or have the resources or the mindset to save money because they have bills, to save money because they're putting together events, to save money because they may have a family to take care of. And I've already saved that money. And with the new equipment I have, it doesn't hurt to just look at someone's purpose and the direction that they're going in and say, hey, ask them a couple of questions about what equipment they're working with, inquire about what direction they're thinking of taking things, and say, hey, would you mind if I gave you a camera that still works? It's perfectly fine. Shoots in 1080p and 4K. And mission wise, how much content are you looking to do? What interviews are you looking to do? Are you thinking of expanding the format of what you have going on? And would my donation help the road that you are on, and get you there just a little bit faster? And what does that look like? What does that feel like? What would it be like to experience someone looking out for you with equipment, including lights and some cameras? And would that make a difference in your journey? Would that get you there faster? And to my amazement, everyone was just grateful that I thought of them that way and that I kept them in mind. And everyone told me these stories about how they were, quietly thinking to themselves, man, it would be nice if I could just save up and get this camera. Man, it would be nice if I could just make this purchase. And ironically, the camera that you gave me is a camera that I was eyeing to buy myself. And I simply told them, well, now you have the camera, now you have the lights that you were looking for, and I think the only thing that you really need to work on or look towards is it's time to create. It's time to step in your purpose. I don't really remember having a lot of folks who were telling me it was time to step in my purpose, but there were a lot of people who believed in what it was that we were doing when we started Get Home Safe and Mental Health Monday. And I can't put a face to all the people that were rooting for us, but I could put a feeling to how that made us feel as we were creating this thing. Put this in the camera. Might as well show you guys what I'm working on. Some wood, taking it apart. Good stuff. Ooh, is that dust? Oh, man. Yeah, it is time to go. Ooh. But I remember how that made us feel. I remember how when my teammates decided, teammates and friends, decided this work that we were doing for Get Home Safe was getting to be too much, what it was like being by myself outside of Brooke. Brooke was still there. and figuring out, all right, well, what do I need to do next to at least keep this momentum going? And the reason that's important is because for the past 3 to 6 months, especially within this year of 2024, I've gotten a lot of different inquiries from folks that run private practices who I really believe in their mission, and folks that are coming out of college and a couple other places, and they're in the mental health field in terms of advocacy and representation and creating more content for men. And a lot of folks are now looking to me either for advice of, hey, what do I need to do to get to where you are platform wise and reach wise? Or what do I need to work on to take whatever I have going on to the next step? And when I look at a lot of these platforms, belief and consistency are the two words that ring to me the loudest. Now, don't get me wrong, belief and consistency is the fuel and the momentum that keeps it going, but you do need a format, you do need execution, you do need to start speaking out loud to other people and have someone that takes down your thoughts and really say, okay, here's where we're going next, or here's what we need to do right now to build consistency for how we would like to be viewed and digested when it comes to what we're creating and who it's supposed to help. Yeah. I think I've had, if I'm not mistaken, a little under 34 meetings in the last month and a half in terms of folks looking to hire me and mine to create content, to run a couple of pages, to sit down and have content creation meetings and really bring their platforms to life. And it's awesome that we've transitioned from folks simply believing in us and our purpose and what we're doing to the community itself saying, hey man, I need a little bit more of that. I need advice to get there. If possible, could you hold a hand or help a brother out or show us what we might be lacking in building that habit up? And I get an opportunity to work with folks who may not have the time and say, oh, this is what you need. Do you need me to help here? Or working with folks, professionals in the space when it comes to being doctors, when it comes to being therapists, when it comes to mental health and wellness. And, that almost fell. I don't want to do that. It's very late at night right now. But we get to figure out what's missing and building a community. And man, I've wanted to have this kind of community for quite some time, and I can finally now add faces to the things that I've wanted for so long. And don't get me wrong, there was always support there, but it's a little different when you go from support to you see people on their mission, and our mission around us start to align, and then you figure out where you fit in things. And outside of just where you fit in things, you start to see where you need to fit next, because everything needs a foundation. So, with that being said, it comes down to belief and consistency. You don't get a choice when you bump into these moments. You know how folks may say, hey, were you prepared for the moment? Started doing our first photography shoot in 2018 when I had to keep my mind off things around the time that my friend passed away. We started making mental health content in 2019 when it came to, just creating spaces of vulnerability and creating spaces for folks to express themselves. Not just men. It was that campaign was geared towards everyone, and it still is. And now it's become a show called Mental Health Monday. It's not about how you start or how you finish, but it is about who you decided to be on that journey and how much of yourself showed up with each step you took, with each relationship you built, and in each thing that you cared for. So, As I'm taking things apart and we're about to wrap up 2024 and I'm in my room by myself cleaning up, throwing out a bunch of boxes, looking at all the things that we've collected over the years, that it's time for it to go and it served its purpose. I just want to leave you guys with one thing. If you start something, understand what you believe in. And once you find that belief and you understand what that belief looks like, you have to figure out, how do I become consistent at the thing that I would like to do? And then the next step after you figure out what consistency looks like is, what direction is this belief taking me in? And after being consistent enough, what do I pick up or what do I put down to take this to the next step? It's December, first week, December, and I have like 20 different ideas of what the next step of everything that I'm working on looks like right now. But what's most important is I finally have the space to breathe and think about things, because for the first time in a while, I'm surrounded by people that I believe in as much as there's people who believe in me. And it's going to take some time for me to get used to that. But it's pretty dope and I'm pretty thankful. So this has been your boy Juice Jones from Get Home Safe. And happy holidays. It's December. Hopefully folks have enough funds and enough friends to enjoy the moments that they still have. Peace.